Hey Big Dragons! I'm here to start a new reading vlog. It is the weekend and it's just like a really crappy weekend. It's just very cold. I am on a blog tour for a couple of historical romances, so I think I'm going to focus that for this vlog, and it might just take me a little bit while to film it. I might also add some audiobooks for the end of it because I will probably go back to work. I'm gonna go to work on Monday and obviously I'll be commuting, and I tend to like to listen to historicals, but I have two books that I have to read. So the first one I'm gonna pick up is Eva Devin's The Secret Cinderella. I'm gonna attach a photo here because I think I don't remember the title from my habits. It has like a pink cover. I think I'm gonna read that one, and then I have a new arc for Stacey Reid's book. So those are gonna be the two I'm gonna start this vlog with and try to read them today and tomorrow because I don't really have anything to do. And when I read about 50 pages of the Eva Devin one, I will give you guys an update. So I'll chat with you guys when I read a little bit. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. I read about 50 pages in The Duke's Secret Cinderella by Eva Devin. I have to admit, I love a good Cinderella retelling. One of my favorite Bridgerton books was An Offer from a Gentleman, which has vibes of this, which I am loving right off the bat. Sorry, my mom's talking to Cassie and she has so many toys, but I'm liking it. So you have a main character. Well, you have I never know names, but the male lead. This is dual point of view. Almost every historical I think I've ever read is dual point of view, which I definitely prefer. It's one reason why I like historical romances so much, because you do get dual point of views, and that's something that I sometimes struggle with contemporary romances when we don't get point of views, because I feel like I don't feel that invested in the romance. But you have a main male character who is a duke, and his mother is basically pulling the purse strings and saying, look, if you don't marry this season, I am gonna sell the hospital that you want to someone else that is not going to like do what you want with it or not let you be involved. So he feels like he's being forced into marriage and he doesn't like that. And then the next character, Caroline, I think that's her name, is a duke's daughter. Well, he's technically, her mom married a duke after her father died, and so she's like the stepdaughter. So and he's like a very like overbearing character, and he's very specific about how his children behave in society. So she's treated a little bit like a servant. And she's going to try to get her best friend out of jail that works in the house, and she gets her money taken from her, and the Duke sort of helps her out. And I read the first line of the next chapter, so I think like I know what's gonna happen, because she has a half sister that she's very close to, which is different than the myth, but I like it because I really struggle with the evil sisters plotline because it's always so catty and mean. But she actually likes her sister, and they have like probably like the best relationship. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading. I'm gonna read like to page 100 and give you guys a check-in. And yeah, it is so cool. We went out, we had to go get stuff for the puppy. She is so hard on her toys, and every week we go out, me and my mom, we go to the pet store and we buy her toys because she's very hard on them. We're trying to find some stuff she likes, but she's very hard to please. But yeah, so this is also the weekend of the Peace Love Books readathon for her Patreon. And we just have to read romance books, so I decided she really loves historicals, so I'm just going to read a bunch of historicals this week. It's also been a bit since I physically read a historical that I really liked. The last one that I physically read that I really liked was probably, I don't even remember, which I really struggled to read historicals, but this one I'm really liking. So I'm going to go back to reading. I'm watching Only Murders in the Building. I have a couple of episodes left, and I want to catch up with my YouTube queue. So those are the two plans for tonight. Play with the puppy and stay warm. So when I get to page 100, I will give you guys an update. Bye, Book Dragons. Hey friends, I actually have a couple of updates for you. So I did get up to 39% in the Duke's Secret Cinderella by Eva Devin. I will attach a photo here. This is technically the third book in a series, so I would be interested to go back and read the others and see how I feel. But I'm really liking this book so far. So basically she met this guy, and now this Duke, and now she's pretending to be a lady when she's not. And now she is very Cinderella-esque. Like her stepsister needs to be in the marriage mart, and that is the guy that his mom wants him to marry her stepsister. he thinks that they're cousins, and he's just so fascinated by her. But they also have she has a stepbrother who's always like wants to get her in trouble, and a lot of hilarity and drama is ensuing right now, but I'm really enjoying it. I said in like an earlier clip, or like the past, in 2022, I really struggled to physically read historicals, and I listened to a lot more, like, you know, through audio, and I didn't listen to a lot physically, but I'm really liking the physical reading experience, so hopefully I can have a better balance this year. And then I started reading The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. I will attach a photo somewhere in this vlog so I can show you guys what it looks like, but I've been waiting for this to go on my Hoopla. It just hasn't yet. But this one is like a lessons in seduction story, and I'm really liking it so far right off the bat. I read about 20% and it is delightful. So those are my 2 books I'm currently reading. My goal is to do 4, so to do 2 for this vlog, and it might be over the course of 2 weeks. I'm gonna do 2 physical reads and then 2 audio reads. I don't know what the other audio one is going to be. I think it's gonna be Matter of Temptation by Stacey Reid, because I've had that for a while too, and I've heard good things. It's also a standalone. So it was actually her other one, which is actually rare. Normally you always get series, but yeah. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna read another, like, you know, 50 pages in The Duke's Secret Cinderella and see what time it is right now. It is just 12 o'clock, so it's still pretty early. My mom went out and my dad was working today, so I'm in charge of the puppy. It's also super cold, so I don't know if we're gonna go for a walk later. If we do, I'm probably gonna bring my Prince Harry audiobook, because I want to finish that. But I know this week, grading wise, I have to grade something, and I need to listen to a romance book when I do that, because I'm not going to focus on it. So Prince Harry might come on a walk with us later. I'm really liking The Duke's Secret Cinderella. I haven't read anything by this author before. I have to look on my shelves. I might have one more to read by her that I have physically. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon for another update. But definitely gives me Cinderella vibes. If you like An Offer from a Gentleman and looking for something that sort of takes that myth and sort of twists it, I would pick this one up. And I'll see you guys for a clip in a bit. Bye, Book Dragons. Hey friends, I just want to do a quick update on The Duke's Secret Cinderella. I'm really liking this book quite a bit. I have a very soft spot for historical romances with a Cinderella twist, and this is definitely what this one is. But these characters meet, as I said in the previous thing, when they're like rescuing someone and he rescues her, and then her like stepsister is the girl that his mom wants him to marry, to get that hospital. So he goes there and he really doesn't want to marry anyone. He's not in the mood, but he also knows that if he doesn't marry her, his mom's going to like take away his opportunity to own this hospital. But he is so smitten by her. It's just so fun. And she is lying to him. She's like saying like, oh, I'm a cousin, I'm a lady. She's not. She is literally like the stepdaughter, and she's treated like a servant. But it's just so funny because her and her cousin have like a really interesting dynamic, and like no one goes to this house. It's like very out of the way. They have a really interesting talk about the Ton, and then like in the previous section, he works for the House of Lords, so when he saw the conditions of like the hospital, and like not the hospital, where like the jail where the people were being held, he was like horrified and was like, oh my goodness, like I need to change this. And I just think that their dynamics are so interesting. Obviously it's gonna come out that she's not a lady at some point, and that's gonna cause hubbub, but for the moment I'm liking it. It's really, really cute. So I read about 100 pages, and yeah, I said I rarely physically read historical romances because I just struggle a little bit with the pacing, but I'm really, really liking this one. I've never read anything by this author. She has a ton of series, so it might be an author that I try to look into. I got an arc from this from Harlequin. I'm on a blog tour for it as well, so. But I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna read another 50 pages. I'm on Sprints with Peace Love Books because she's having her weekend readathon this weekend. So I'm on that. I'm gonna go read a little bit more, and if I get up to 50 more pages, I will update you. If not, I'll just update you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, Book Dragons. Hey friends, I'm back. So I did get up to chapter 22 in my Eva Devon book. Aha, I know she's gonna come in here. Can't be talking. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know. It's so sad. I Can you move your head? But I did wind up getting up to that chapter. I really am liking this book. I think the reason I'm liking it so much is I've been reading so much by this with the same heroes, like the same romance heroes. Like I've been reading very the top, very, very alpha male, very like touch her and you die vibes. Because I've been reading a lot of small town romances in the Catherine Cal series. Like I read pretty much 3 in like a row. Cassie! Sit down. She has my glove. And this man is so different than those. Like he is like very, very different, and I'm really, really liking this hero. But basically the problem we have now is that the stepdad is back. And he is very adamant that he wants his daughter to marry the Duke. And the Duke seems much more interested in the stepsister. And the stepsister is being threatened, like our main character Charlotte is being threatened, and she has to try to convince the Duke that he should marry her stepsister, or he thinks that they're cousins. And he's starting to think like, does she not like me? Am I doing something wrong? And it's like so interesting being in his head because he's very like forward minded in this time. Like he has like a hospital for kids that like don't have parents, and she's an orphan, but she's being taken in by her mom's husband's family. But yeah, I'm really, really liking it. Like very, very fun. I think the reason I'm liking it so much is because I've read so much of like the alpha over the top, like Touch Her and You Die. And it's not even Touch Her and You Die. Like I hate those types of heroes, but like for the Catherine Cal series, like there's a lot of suspenseful elements that sort of push the plots forward. So all the guys in that, Hayes, Calder, Beckett, they're all come across very similar because they have like very similar situations happening to them. So yeah, that's what I'm liking, but I'm really enjoying this one. I listened to a little bit more of the Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe, but not enough that like has progressed the plot forward. Again, he's a very different type of hero that I've been reading too, and I think that's just why I'm liking both these books right now. And I'm also reading Spare by Prince Harry, but that is just what I've been listening to today because I can't really listen to it during work this week because I'm grading, so I've been trying to get a little bit more of it done. So yeah, that is my update. I'll probably update you guys when I have about 50 more pages read, but that might be tomorrow. We'll see. I have the puppy for a couple more hours because my dad's still working. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages. Right now it's like about 6:30, so there's a possibility I might be able to read a little bit more. But yeah, we'll chat then. Bye, Book Dragons. Friends, I just want to redo this clip. My previous clip had my puppy biting all my books, so it was a little bit distracting. But it is much later. I'm about ready to like turn in for bed. But I did want to say that I did want to get reading done. I actually just finished The Duke's Secret Cinderella by Eva Devon. I really like this book. I haven't put it in my spreadsheets. I've been trying to use Cassidy's spreadsheets. But just enjoyment level, I would probably give that book 5 stars. I thought it was so unique, so different, and I just loved it. And I think because I have read so many heroes that just were very over the top and very like aggressive, that was not the hero that I was reading, and it just worked for me. I love a good Cinderella retelling. One of my favorite books in the Bridgerton series is An Offer from a Gentleman, and I just loved how Eva Devon, or I think it's Eva Devon, I think that's her name, the author like crafted the Cinderella myth and really put it into the story. I loved it. I thought it was great. There was a twist at the end I did not see coming, and I enjoyed it. I don't think I've ever read a Cinderella retelling where there was an evil stepfather and not an evil stepmother, so that was really interesting. And I just enjoyed it. I also I think I've read like an hour and a half, I think, of The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. I'll attach photos of all these books in here throughout the clips. I'm really liking that. It's very, very funny, and we're starting to get to the moments where he's starting to fall for her, and I love that. Again, a very different hero than what I've been reading, which has been nice. And I just read the first like 10% of The Wolf and the Wildflower by Stacey Reid. This doesn't come out to the end of February, but I'm liking it. Again, it's sort of a unique historical. So you start with the prologue, and you have a woman giving birth to a baby, and she was basically warned by her midwives not to have another child because it would put her in peril. When the baby was born and it was revealed to be a girl, her and her midwife team up to sort of lie to the husband that it is a boy. And Jules has been born and she's raised as a boy. And you flash forward 20 years, and one of the noble families, the Duke has been missing, and he's been found sort of in like this wilderness setting. It reminds me really much of Arrow when they found Oliver Queen and they found like he became like a mountain man. But he goes by Jules because he's been raised as a boy. Has been trained to be a doctor. But he's, Jules always wants to sort of present as a female, but she's afraid of the reaction it will have. So now she is gonna go work with, oh my god, these partners are gonna so annoy me. She is gonna go work with the case of this man who's sort of a mountain man and has sort of no connection to his past, and sort of get him back, to humanity so he could kind of be a duke again. But I read 10%. I'm reading it really, really quickly. Again, I said earlier in this vlog, I really struggled to read historical romances physically. The last one that I've read, I think, physically was The Duke, the Heiress Kiss the Duke by Harper St. George, and I really like that. I just don't read them a ton. I tend to listen to them. I like just romances. I tend to listen to a lot of romances. There are a couple I'll read like every year, but normally I read a lot more romances than anything. So I'm really enjoying this reading experience. I have quite a few historicals. I might just read a couple more historicals this week and just call this a historical vlog. I don't know, but I do. So I don't know. I'll report back once we get there. I do have A Matter of Temptation by Stacey Reid that I might pick up as well just because I have the paperback and it's not too long. We'll see. I will update you guys tomorrow. We just got a new treadmill and that's what I did today. I worked out, which was super exciting. I've been wanting a treadmill for so many years. And I finally got one, so that was really, really fun. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready for bed. I go to bed sort of early on school nights. It's like 8:30, but I think I'm gonna watch a couple of episodes of a random TV show, and I will update you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with a pretty big update, because this book reads pretty quick, so hopefully I'll read at least like 20 more, like I'll be up to 20% or 30% when I get home. We'll see, but right now I'm on 10%, so we'll make a judgment call when I get back. Bye, book dragons. Hey friends, I'm back. I have a couple of updates for you. I just got through Monday at work. Monday's like my easier day because I don't have any classes in the auditorium and I only have 6th graders mostly, so it's pretty much like an easier day than normal. But I did want to say that I just finished Duke's Secret Cinderella. I have to admit, I have to put it in my spreadsheet. I'm gonna probably give it like 5 stars. Cassie, stop with the books. Stop with the books. Stop with the books. Sorry, she's biting my books and she knows that I don't like that. She knows I don't like it. That you bite my books. Mwah. No books. No, stop. 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 But, so I finished that. It's probably going to be a 5-star read. I really, really liked it. I thought the end was super unique. Again, it's like a loosely inspired Cinderella retelling, but like the ending was super surprising for me and I just love the hero in this one. I also loved all the side characters. I don't know if they're necessarily going to get books, but I would definitely be here for it. And I'm going to go start the new Stacey Reid one. I think it's the Wolf and the Widow or something. I have to read it. But I mean, look at the title and I'll probably attach it here. Cassie, stop with the books. But yeah, so that is my plan. Overall, it was really, really good. I'm gonna go try to start The Wolf and the Woodsman by Stacey Reid. I think that title's wrong. But it's her newest book. So I'm gonna go start that. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, book dragons. Friends, I'm back. So I have 2 updates that I want to give you because I feel like I didn't give you a pretty nice update for The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. So I'm going to start with that. I read about an hour or listened to about an hour of the audiobook. So I did say that it was like Lessons of Seduction and I didn't really go any farther than that. So Joanna Shupe writes mostly all of her historicals set in New York City, which I think is very different from any other historicals that I read. Definitely different. So you basically follow a main character named Alice and she is looking to know about basically needs lessons of seduction because she feels like she wants to marry someone and knows when someone is trying to take advantage of her for her money. And she's at this house party. I think her best friend is one of the characters in the other books because it's like a series. People has told me not to read the first book, The Heiress Hunt, but I still did get the audio from Audible during a sale just in case. Like, I really do like reading series and I go into historicals and I listen to most of them and I'm really excited for that one. But this one I'm really enjoying. So she kind of goes after this guy named Kit and decides that she wants him to like give her lessons of seduction. He is very adamant that he can't because he promised the owner of this house that he wouldn't go after the ladies, and yeah. But they both have things the other wants. She wants lessons of seduction. He's also very attracted to her and like thinks she's amazing. And she knows a chef, and she also is a chef. She like really, really does like to cook, but that's very, very frowned upon in this society. So she can get this Kit recipes for him to open up a restaurant because the chef he wants used to work for Alice's family. And I'm just liking it. Like, it's very, very fun. Joanna Shupe writes very, very quick banter. I read one other book by her. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about a set of sisters. And I really did enjoy that one. So yeah, I'm really liking that. That will be my audiobook for work during the week, which I will probably finish as well. And then I did wind up getting up to about 52% into The Duke's Secret Cinderella, and oh my goodness, it is just so funny. I love a good Cinderella retelling where they like take elements and like twist and turn it. I'm just having a great time, and I just love that the stepsisters have a good relationship, because normally when you read like a Cinderella retelling, it's very much that the stepsisters hate each other, and that's like causes a lot of conflict. There's no evil stepmother in this book, but there's an evil stepfather because her mother died. And it's just very, very fun. There's also like a very our main male lead has a very, very strong mother who really wants to convince him to marry, which I'm really loving. And I really hope that the stepsister gets her own book, because they're sort of setting up that romance. I mean, maybe at the end the romance will just occur, but I don't know. But I really want to go back and read the other books in the series. So I will give you guys, it's time check. It is about 2:27. I normally take the puppet for a walk, but it's been really cold, so we might not go for a walk. It just really depends on her and her mood. If she wakes up when we normally do, we might go for a walk. And yeah, so I'm gonna go watch a little bit more of Murders in the Building, watch a little bit more of Becca and the Books, which I'm trying to get better at my YouTube cube and staying under tabs, which I'm doing very, very good this year. So good. And when I read to about 50 more pages, I'll give you guys an update. I may have an update also for The Lady Gets Lucky. We'll see, but mostly it's going to be some physical reading. So I'll be back in a bit. Bye, Book Dragons. Hey friends, I'm back with a couple of updates. I think I lost some of my footage for The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe. So you saw me talk about it a little bit, but I'm going to dive into it a little bit more here. I really enjoy this book. I just finished it actually Friday that I'm filming this. I did finish it. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun read, very, very bantery. And again, as I think I said in some previous clips, I had been reading a lot of heroes that were very, very similar. And if I didn't talk about it in future clips, you basically follow these two characters, Kit and Alice thinks that she should get lessons of seduction to figure out when a man wants her for her and not for her money. And she sort of exchanges that for Kit, and Kit needs her help getting restaurants to open up a supper club. It was very, very steamy, very, very fun. I definitely liked meeting all the side characters, and I definitely want to go back and like read about all the other characters. I even am interested in book one, even though people have said book one was not their favorite. But I wound up giving it I didn't put it in my spreadsheet yet, but it's probably going to be between a 4 and 5 star. It might even be a 5 star because I really enjoyed it. I liked the hero. It was very, very fun and very, very different. It's set in New York, and I just really liked Alice as the main character, and I really liked Kit. There was a lot of grief stuff sort of tossed in, and I'm excited to read the other books in the series. And then I also, in this vlog, I finished reading The Wolf and the Wallflower by Stacey Reid. This is definitely gave me like Beauty and the Beast vibes. It's fun because the other book I read definitely gave me Cinderella vibes. But you find this main character who I talked about in this vlog, who is parading around as a boy for various reasons, and she falls for a man that had been out in the wilderness for 10 years. Overall, I thought this one was really, really fun. I think the ending lost my attention just a little bit, so it's probably going to be like a 4-star read for me, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, this was my mini historical reading vlog. I hope you guys liked it. I read 3 books. I gave The Duke's Secret Cinderella 5 stars. I gave The Wolf and the Wallflower 4 stars, and I probably gave The Lady Gets Lucky by Joanna Shupe 4.5 stars. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. If you want to see more historical romance reading content from me, please let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys for my next video. Bye, book dragons.